Gemma, welcome to day 21 of the 30-day Strength from Home Workout Challenge, where we're working out every single day for the next 30 days. Today we've got core and glutes, but we're spicing things up with some isometrics. Isometric means that we're holding the same position for an increased time under tension. When we think of isometric core exercises, we usually think of a plank, so we're holding the same static plank position for 45 seconds to 1 minute. The benefits of doing isometric work include increasing core stability and strength, more than just simply lifting weights, and getting more toned midsection, all while building a better mind to muscle connection, so that we can actually focus on engaging the correct muscles and also getting better results. So that said, let's get into the moves. We're going to be doing 5 exercises. We've got 30 seconds of work with 30 seconds of rest. Very important that you feel the muscles contracting, that the form stays correct, because if we start to lose the form in a plank position, for example, I'm squeezing the core, then all of a sudden my lower back takes over. Yeah, okay, maybe I can hold the plank for 1 minute, but actually it's not very effective, it's a waste of time. We want to make sure that we're focusing on engaging the correct muscles. Even if it's only for 20 seconds, you're going to get much more out of the exercises than if I'm holding but I'm squeezing and tensing the wrong muscles for the full minute. So first exercise that we've got is a hollow body. So we're going to be taking the center of the mat. Remember, we've got 30 seconds, but if you can hold it for 10 seconds, hold it for 10 seconds, better than holding the form. So from here, we're going to take the position, bringing the feet together, hands above my head, my lower back is rounded into the mat. I'm holding this position. Okay, for beginners, maybe you want to take the knees in and focus on creating tension in the abdominals and squeezing the belly button in. My arms are overhead, my neck is slightly relaxed. Okay, you might find that you're shaking a little bit. Isometrics are tough exercises, but like I said, they're going to increase core stability. We're going to get more muscle tone, more muscle definition in the abdominals. So we're pushing the lower back into the ground and we're holding this position. Okay, remember that lower back always has to stay in contact with the floor. From here, we're going to do a straight deadlift hold. So make sure there's a wall behind you, because it is a challenging move. From here, I'm going to shift my weight onto my left side, okay? Beginners can start with their hands back, lightly touch the wall, okay? Because you are going to rock a little bit side to side. If you want to make it harder, we can have the hands above. For those that don't want to use the wall, we can stay here. We're going to hold this position, but I can gently tap. So I'm tapping my toe against the wall. It's a great glute exercise, so I'm squeezing the glute here. My back is staying flat. And I'm feeling the outer hip of the leg that's stationary down. So my hands are here, out in front of me. Or beginner, we can have the arms back. And I'm just using the wall to cue, tapping my toe to hold balance. So I'm going to switch sides here. You might find that it's a bit more challenging on the mat. You want to come to a harder surface. On the floor, I can hold the wall so I can get in the position. And I can have the arms out in front. You might find one leg is slightly more challenging than the other. Okay, again, beginning in position, we can take the hands back behind. I'm extending the leg. Okay, my weight is forward, almost like a Superman takeoff position. Try and go long without touching the wall in between. But it's a great cue so you know that you're balancing. Okay, 30-second rest. Next exercise that we've got is a dead bug. So again, we're working the core. We're going to come down in this position, hands facing each other, knees over hips, arms bent at 90, taking the leg out and the arm overhead. So opposite leg out to opposite arm out, the other hand is staying up in line with the knee. And here I'm pressing the lower back into the floor, really contracting, really squeezing the core. Now I switch and I'm going to go to the other side. So we're going to take out the rest period and we're just going to go straight into dead bug on the right side. So I'm bracing my abs, I'm shaking a little bit because I'm engaging the core, fully engaging the core. I'm drawing the belly button into the ground. It should be burning, it should feel difficult. Isometric is a very hard move. From here, we're going to go into a single leg glute bridge. So elbows are in the ground. coming up and I'm holding this position. So I'm squeezing the glute, my hips are in line. If this is a little bit too challenging, we can come to a standard glute bridge hold. But we're going to come up here. Ignore the rest, now we're doing the work. Holding up. So I'm pushing my elbows into the floor. I'm pressing my heel. I'm squeezing the front of my legs. I'm squeezing the glute. Make sure that the glute is up. I don't feel it in my lower back. I'm feeling it mostly on my left leg. My foot is flexed. Feeling it in the quad. Holding the position. Keeping the hips down, not flaring the ribs up, otherwise I'm going to engage the back. Straight up, hold the other side. Then we're going to rest for the 30 seconds. So we want to be as high as we can, that we feel it in the glutes but not in the lower back. Squeeze the core, keep the hips in line. Deep breaths. Focus on contracting the glutes. So when you touch the glute, you should feel it working, you should feel the muscle engaged. From here, we're going to go into a posterior pelvic tilt plank. So a lot of people, when they're planking, they're holding it for a minute, but they're holding it for a minute because they're engaging the lower back. So obviously it's easy for me to hold it in this position. I'm not really working the core very much. So take the bum up slightly higher. Then from here, you can see my bum is in the air, not the correct position. I'm rounding it and I'm engaging it. So now you can see that my lower back is flat and my upper back. So I'm driving my elbows into the floor, so I'm bringing my back up slightly instead of sagging down. So here, full body move, I'm feeling my glutes and in my leg, also in my shoulders, squeezing everything as hard as you can. We can come forward slightly, rock back, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the glutes. Shouldn't feel it at all in the lower back. Lower back should stay neutral and flat. Now we're going to go back into hollow bodies. So remember, beginner move, knees are bent, I'm holding this position. Take the legs higher. So I'm holding it here, making sure the most important thing that the back is flat into the ground. And then the hands are slightly overhead and the head is in line and is neutral. Otherwise, hollow body, we're bringing the legs lower down. The lower down they go, the more challenging the move is. So here, drawing the belly button in, the belly button should be coming up and out. My lower back should be rounded almost into the floor. Ten more seconds. Squeeze, push through it. It can be a very uncomfortable move. Keep going. Straight leg. Hold, so warrior position. Remember, off the mat helps if it's a little bit spongy. So, from here I'm shifting the weight to my side. I can use my hand to get in the position. Okay, so beginner, I'm here. I'm touching the wall behind. Okay, keeping the knee out. You might find that the foot is struggling for balance. Slight bend in the knee. So I'm feeling it on the outer hip. And then here I'm squeezing my bum, I'm engaging my bum. My lower back is flat. You can take the arms overhead to make it a little bit more challenging, or we can have the hands back. Use the wall as a guide, tuck the chin. See how long you can go without touching the wall. Again, we want to be doing this with good form. If the form breaks down, then we stop the move. So same on the other side. You can come and I can bring the foot. If you want to do it without the wall and you're holding it here, great. Just make sure that the lower back isn't contracted and that you are feeling it in the glutes and you're feeling it in the outer hip of the leg that is down on the floor. So I want to come out far enough that my leg is straight. We don't want the back leg to be bent, so come far enough away from the wall that you're touching it with your big toe. Hands are behind, or we can have them here. out in front. Squeeze the glute, bring the hip up.
Rest.
Now we're going down into single leg glute bridge. So my knees are in line. My foot, I should be able to reach my foot with my fingers where my heel is, so that's my position. Don't want to be too far away. Bring it in so you're in line. Elbows up, bent at 90 degrees. So I'm coming up, I'm holding this position, and I'm squeezing. Take the leg higher if I want to, or I can keep them in line with the knee. You can also add a little bit of movement. The isometric hold is on the left side, so I'm feeling it in the glute, and I'm feeling it down the quadricep on the front of the thigh. Don't let the hips drop down, we want to be higher. So if you can't get in this position well, take it to a standard glute bridge, holding this. So we're going to do the other side, or we can hold, stay in the glute bridge. Back is nice and flat, my pelvis is tilted, so I'm only feeling it in the glutes. So I'm squeezing as hard as I can. Like I said, if we're in this position and you're feeling it in the lower back, no point in the move. Take it back, go to the move where you feel the muscle contracting. That's where you're going to get the most benefit from the exercise. So here I'm squeezing my glute together as hard as I can, drive my elbows into the ground.
Let's go.
Okay, posterior plank. I like the posterior plank more than the regular plank because it engages the glutes a little bit more. So my glutes are up in the air, my lower back is curved. So now I'm going to squeeze the glutes, take the lower back into neutral, and I'm keeping my upper back flat. We're going for the 30 seconds, ignore the rest, push through, drive the elbows into the ground, squeeze the bum. Really squeeze your bum and your legs, you should be feeling it everywhere. It's a difficult move, it's too easy, you're sagging too low. Keep the bum squeezed. Clasp your hands together, you can put your hands down, whatever's more comfortable. Hold the position, squeeze the core. Oh. Alright, we've done two, we've got one more to go. Back to hollow bodies. So, beginners, we're here, hands slightly off the mat, neck in line, knees bent, or we can have the legs higher as long as the lower back is flat into the floor. Otherwise, more advanced, we're taking the legs lower, and we're holding it here. Make sure that the lower back doesn't come off. Take a rest if you have to. If you start feeling it in the lower back, then go back. You'll only feel it in the core, in the leg muscles as you're squeezing the front. Oh. Single leg position. So again, I come far enough away from the wall that my leg is straight. I don't want to be too close that my foot is bent and my knee is bent. So coming away enough so I can just tap it with the toe. So I'm going to try and hold the position. I'm going to try and not use the wall, but tapping when I lose a little bit of balance. Again, hands can be back, behind us. So you should feel this in the hamstring, in the outer hip. I'm squeezing the glute at the top, we're keeping this nice and flat, chin tucked. So if I were to draw a straight line from my head to my foot, I can. So I'm really loading that hamstring. Quick rest. Wait till we get to zero. We're swapping the work and the rest ratio around. We're going to do the other side. So I'm touching the wall, bringing my body weight forward. Knees straight, but there's a slight bend in it. Taking the arms forward. Make sure that your hips are in line. We don't want to be rotating the hips. We want to keep the hips as straight as we can. So if you find that you're rotating, think about pushing the hip down, that they're both facing the floor, that they're square to the floor. And the hands are back. I find that your balance is a lot wobbly. Yes, wobbly. On one side.
Let's go.
Down into dead bugs. So I'm going to wait till we get to 0. I'm going to do left to right. So I'm going down, opposite hand is down. So I'm holding this position, pressing my back flat. I'm bringing the knee so it's in line with the hip and I bend at 90. We don't want the leg high up. My hand is straight. Pushing the lower back into the ground. Make it a bit easier by bringing the foot a little bit higher. As long as the back is pushing into the ground and you feel that your stomach is braced, it's coming in. The lower back is coming up, off. We're not getting most out of the exercise. It is a core exercise. Now we're going to switch straight into the other side. Hands overhead, straight. Bring the leg slightly up if it's a bit too challenging. Should really be feeling it in your core now. Single leg glute bridges. So we're resting the core as we work the glutes, elbows in. Heel should be able to touch my fingertips. Coming up and I'm holding it here. Bringing the leg slightly higher. Bring the hips up if you can. Again, shouldn't feel it in the lower back. Everything is in the glute and it's in the leg. Flex the foot, engage the front of the quad. Pushing the elbows into the ground, holding this position. Keep going, keep going. Quick break, we'll get into the other leg and then we've got posterior planks. So if you find that your hamstring is dominating this move more or you're feeling it too much in your lower back, I'm just going to go to the standard glute bridge. I'm going to hold it here. Otherwise, we're going to be doing the other side in a single leg glute bridge. So here I'm squeezing my glutes and I can feel that it's contracting. It shouldn't feel soft. I'm going to poke around, make sure that it's engaging. Focus on creating a mind muscle connection to the glute, that it's squeezing, that I can feel it squeezing, that it's doing all the work. It's not a comfortable exercise, you just got to breathe through it. Oh. Okay, now we're going into the posterior plank. So we can have the hands flat, hands together. Shoulders underneath the elbow. I'm starting high, but now I'm contracting my glute so my lower back is flat. And my upper back is as well. I'm not dropping from the upper back. I'm pushing my arms into the ground and I'm pushing myself up. Not up so much that I'm rounding, just think about squeezing the glute. Driving up through the elbows. Working the shoulders, squeezing the front of the legs. Last exercise. Last 5 seconds, squeeze the glutes hard as you can. Okay, isometric core and glute workout done. Well done. Today was a hard session. I will see you tomorrow. We've got as many reps as possible, also a little hard session, so rest up and I will see you then.